Immanuel Quickley, Jalen Brunson are building chemistry and Knicks need it to continue. Immanuel Quickley knew what his defender was about to do. Midway through the third quarter of Sunday's heartbreaker against the Phoenix Suns, Quickley bounced a pass to Jalen Brunson and then stepped to the top of the key for a pick and roll, but the pick never came. Instead, Quickley slipped it, scampering to the right wing before even making contact with Brunson's man. He received the basketball a moment later and drained a standstill three-pointer. It wasn't a premeditated move. Quickley knew, especially with Brunson firing flames all night, that his defender, Eric Gordon, would follow the dribbler. So the New York Knicks' sixth man bolted to the other side of the court early, leaving himself wide open for an easy jumper. The Knicks lost to the Phoenix Suns on Sunday 116-113 thanks to a magnificent game-winning jumper from three-time All-Star Devin Booker with less than 2 seconds remaining. As Julius Randle said, you got to tap him on the butt and say, "Great shot." But even after a defeat to a squad that didn't have two of its big three with Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal both out, it's worth following up on another trend. In their second season as teammates, Brunson and Quickley are building chemistry and the Knicks need the flow to continue. That third-quarter three-pointer wasn't the only instance of the Brunson-Quickley two-man game against Phoenix. Quickley screened for Brunson throughout Sunday's second half, which opened up the floor for the Knicks. He has a simple goal when he does it: create confusion inside the defense. "Same thing I would want for me if somebody set me a screen," Quickley said. It's hardly the first time one New York point guard has run pick and roll with another, but the team did go to it more than usual against the Suns. And often it worked out well. For example, let's take that aforementioned three-pointer. At the time, Brunson was on his way to a 35-point night. Quickley finished the evening with 18 points on only 10 shots. They are the team's two best playmakers. Look at how Phoenix's defenders shade to Brunson and how suddenly Quickley realizes that if he drifts to the right side, no one will be near him. The two defenders in the action have to make a decision: come with me or go with Quick, Brunson said. And the way he's been playing has been nothing short of spectacular. It puts the defense in a position to make a decision. So it's something that we've been running for a while and it works. Quickley most famously screened for Brunson throughout the Knicks' first-round takedown of the Cleveland Cavaliers in last season's playoffs. New York cut up the Cavs' defense with guard-guard pick-and-rolls, a Game 2 adjustment that helped the group dispose of Cleveland in 5. But the Brunson-Quickley dynamic has never been as important as it is today, and not because a November match against the short-handed Suns condescends to a playoff series. How Brunson and Quickley move together could determine Quickley's future, and thus the Knicks' fate, too. The fourth-year guard will become a restricted free agent next summer after he and the team failed to agree on an extension heading into this season. And part of the reason negotiations weren't close was because of Quickley's role. The Knicks know Quickley can ball, but they also acknowledge him as a sixth man, less because of talent and more because of Brunson's presence. As long as another small guard is soaking up 36 minutes a night, and especially if he's doing it at an all-star level, as Brunson does, Quickley is bound for the bench. The Knicks can't pay starter money to someone who is blocked from ever rising to that role. It's led to questions about what's next for Quickley. Could he receive a massive contract offer next summer, forcing the Knicks either to bring him back for a larger price tag than they want or to let him walk for nothing? Could New York flip him to another team before February's trade deadline? Quickley is a young, scrappy guard who many around the league believe could break out if he were handed a starting role. Include him with Evan Fournier's expensive salary, maybe throw in a first-round pick or two, and the Knicks could bring back an impact player to help them at another position. After all, they're already loaded with guards under 6'6". Of course, Quickley and Brunson destroying defenses together would have to change the calculus. Head coach Tom Thibodeau often closes games with those two together, sliding a defensive-minded perimeter player next to them. Sometimes it's starting shooting guard Quentin Grimes. Other times it's feisty reserve Josh Hart. On Sunday, it was RJ Barrett who had to stick with Booker for the final 5 minutes of the evening. The challenge with Brunson and Quickley comes on the defensive end. Both are heady team defenders, but size turns into a problem against larger backcourts that can shoot over or muscle either guard. But sometimes a decision becomes so obvious that basketball theory can't force a team out of it. Quickley, who is averaging fewer minutes so far this season than he did in 2022-23 when he finished second in NBA Sixth Man of the Year voting, was the catalyst for the Knicks' 21-point comeback Friday against the Miami Heat. He wrecked fellow reserves and then closed the win alongside Brunson. 2 days later, he energized the group again. The evidence to support more Quickley Brunson minutes is mounting. The Knicks are outscoring opponents by 5.5 points per 100 possessions so far this season when the duo is on the court. That number was even more jarring last season, plus 12.1 per 100. Quickley is critical against defenses that go all out to keep the basketball away from Brunson. For example, the Heat full-court pressure Brunson. They send double teams his way. The Knicks benefit from placing their second-best creator next to him, as was on display Friday. If Brunson can't make a play, that's fine, Quickley can take care of it. He can get the Knicks into their offense as Brunson frees himself off the ball. Or he can run an action on the second side. Or he can set a pick for Brunson to create an open shot or dart downhill with an advantage. Lately, he's receiving more opportunities. From day one of the season, Thibodeau has talked about sacrifice. The Knicks deploy a strict 9-man rotation, but scroll down the roster on any given night and you can point to a player who, purely based on reputation, could deserve more playing time. On Sunday, that man was Dante DiVincenzo, who ran for only 14 minutes. On other days, it's been Quickley. The roster is still settling. Grimes is struggling on offense, which puts more pressure on the other guards. It also opens up a lane for Quickley to jockey more with the starters. Thibodeau declared himself a big Quickley guy a couple of months ago. It hasn't always shown with minutes totals, even if it does behind the scenes, where the coach is one of the 24-year-old's most enthusiastic supporters. Around this time last season, the Knicks were gauging the trade market for Quickley. But by the time February's deadline rolled around, those same teams the Knicks had told Quickley was available only a couple of months before were now getting shot down. He had become too important to New York's success. Not much has changed for him in 2023-24. And the more Quickley revs up the second unit while also acting as Brunson's best release valve, the more difficult it will be for the Knicks to look away from him.